Hello everyone and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. We are at cycle number 1706 in the Quality of Life Update Mark 1. And as the new update will be coming out tomorrow, I'm just going to give a tour through the base that I made so far. As you know, with the way that I've been playing it, I'm going to be starting a new base tomorrow when the update comes out. So, let's see how far we got. And it's loading. Now I know a lot of people have already tried the new update. I, however, haven't had time to finish the previous versions of the game, so I'm just using the currently published version. We currently have 10 duplicants. I've been building a brand new dormitory system here. Alright, if we go back to the center of the base where you start off and open up, you guys see I've actually done a fair amount on this base. Alright, so first I'll show you the power system here. The power system starts off with the natural gas generators here. Natural gas generators pipe in their fuel every time this room gets over 500 grams per cube. Comes in the pipeline here. The fuel students start actually. Oh, there we go. We get to watch it. So you follow the pipeline. The pipeline comes into a filter here that takes out natural gas and pumps it into this network of storage tanks where all the natural gas gets stored. Now, as it goes through, there are some other lines that come in that aren't properly filtered. I haven't updated that to do that properly. So at times this can get clogged up with other gases as well. So once it gets to the actual generator over here, if we follow the route, you can actually see how it goes here. Some coming pumping through. It takes quite a while for it to go through the whole loop. But once it gets back to the generator, anything that's not natural gas will get pumped off over to here. Now this normally will be chlorine, which is why you see you have another chlorine shipment coming in here through the one pipeline. So this will then go down into one of our anti-entropy thermal nullifiers, which is actually, oh my, it broke the wall. It got overpressure and it broke the wall.
The fourth one?
No, not the fourth wall. An iron wall, an iron metal tile. So I've got quite a bit of liquid chlorine leaking out of here, but that's okay. It's just this place is well insulated, so it'll just fill up in here, which isn't a problem for me. It's quite cold. It's at negative 79 degrees Celsius. Now, if I want, I can pipe all of this liquid chlorine out and bring it over and dump it into the quadro cooling system that I'll show you later. But I've basically discontinued doing that because it's not really worth the extra cooling, and because it locks you out of the area, you're not really able to go in there with your duplicants because you'll get chlorine gas leaking, because you end up with chlorine gas in the hundreds or even thousands of kilograms per cube in there. So, that's only part of the power system. So we follow the main heavy watt wire system here. This one goes up to the generators, which are actually part of a lower wattage system, which uses a transformer to jump back into the higher wattage system. The manual generators are basically something just to let them do when they have nothing else to do, and also to keep the power running in case the fuel runs out or gets clogged or something in the intakes. So once you go down over to this section of the base, we have another set of generators, our oil generators here. So we got more heavy watt wiring. Wiring goes over here to the natural gas generators like we were just watching, and comes down to the oil generators. This heavy watt wire continues over to a steam generator, which isn't really, it's not in operation right now. everything has cooled down in here and all of the water has condensed. This used to be high pressure steam. I'm not really using that section of the base or anything right now, so that section is just really sitting. In this system though, as you can tell, it's pretty warm. Here's our temperature overlay. We're currently at 45 degrees Celsius inside the oil generator systems. Now, it would normally be way hotter than that. The reason it's not, like check over here in our natural gas systems, these are around 85 about 85 degrees Celsius in the natural gas systems. Yet the oil is only at 45. Reason being is because we have a total water cooling setup going in here. The water gets pumped up out of here through some insulated pipes and comes down, way down. And once we get to the oil generators, it turns into radiant piping. So this water's coming in here at 39 degrees Celsius, and by the time it comes out, it's at 41. That's just barely a 3 degree temperature rise. So the water still has plenty of cooling capacity left. It goes through one of our steam geysers here, continues onward. Onward, where are we here? This is the oil generators. That's actually the oil refineries right there. So we go into the oil generators. So cooling loop continues on through the oil generators, up and past a lot of the oil reservoirs, because the oil coming up was originally quite hot. So I had to cool it down a bit, although if I'd used radiant heat, it would have heated the water up too much, more than I wanted it, so I just used the regular piping. There's a little bit of radiant piping, but not all. Oh, never mind, I actually did make it all radiant piping. So that then comes back and dumps out in here. But in this room, we have several things going. We've got some Weiswarts in here to drop the temperature down through Weiswart cooling. We have an anti-entropy thermal nullifier running with a hydrogen source and its own hydrogen storage tank. So like if something happens upstream where the hydrogen generators stop working or gets clogged or something for some reason or get too much oxygen, whatever, it still has a large storage supply of hydrogen to keep the cooling system running. But this is the first time I've successfully got thermal aqua tuner running properly and really nice, all on automation. You'll see it's actually quite hot in there right now. It's 123 degrees Celsius with 24 kilograms of steam pressure. What's happening here is that I've got another cooling loop that runs through all of the living section and all of the sleeping quarters and showers and everything that I keep at approximately, it's coming in here right now at 18.4 degrees Celsius. That's the body temperature place for where all the people are that don't have their spacesuits on. Like they're sleeping, they're eating, whatever. So that needs to stay at a specific temperature for everybody to be happy. In order for that to happen, you have to use your thermal aqua tuner, or you'd have to use a whole lot of logic circuitry that I didn't want to build for the to use the regular insulated or the regular polluted water into the anti-entropy thermal nullifier. Instead, what I've got going here is I am siphoning off the heat and storing it and storing it and storing it until it gets to the point where I've got it set at 275 degrees Celsius for this timer. What this one does actually, this will drop more water in and increase the pressure of this room in here, so that the steam generator won't work if it's at, if you start at 20 to 30 kilograms of steam pressure, your steam generator is not going to run for long enough really to be anything useful. So what you have to do is limit your steam turn on time until the pressure reaches enough. But every time that you run it, you're going to lose all your pressure. So I have a bleed off coming in here from the polluted water cooling loop. So every time the pressure gets to a certain point and the temperature, well, if the pressure is under a specific level, let's see, where is the pressure sensor? If the pressure is under 20 kilograms and the temperature it reaches a certain point, it'll drop more in. If the pressure is over 20 kilograms, it'll activate the steam turbine, which at that point everything will start venting out. Now, you can't do this with regular materials like the gold or the iron material that you get in games. So you have to wait till farther on in the game when you're able to produce steel, because that will make it so that your thermal aqua tuner has an overheat temperature of 325 degrees Celsius, which is way more than enough to get this steam turbine running. Also, you got to make sure that your steam turbine doesn't activate if the temperature is too low. Now, the temperature that the steam turbine automatically activates at is too low. So what you have to do is adjust that using some temperature sensors and automation circuitry in order to prevent the steam turbine from activating till, let's say, it's at least 20 degrees over the minimum activation temperature. Otherwise, sucking out all the steam there will hit pockets of cooler steam and pockets of whatever, so that it will make it so that it wants to shut off again right away, and you waste all of your steam and energy. So, if we go over here, you can take a look at our oxygen generation system. Oxygen generation system actually starts way up here in this corner with a cool slush geyser. The water is pumped out of the cool slush geyser and brought down here every time the liquid level in this area gets over a certain percentage. Now, I was just working on these rooms here, so the cool slush geyser is kind of turned off. I'm just going to run this through because I'm not going to finish building this right now, and it's more important that we refill the water supply. So, actually, this is supposed to go over here. Wrong spot. This. Oh, come on. There. Alright. So, this is where the polluted cold water comes down in, then gets piped into a whole bunch of storage tanks, which you can see the storage tanks are pretty cold. The water then goes, water overlay. The water then goes up till it gets to a filter device right here, runs through the filter into another storage system. So we have at all times something like 25 tons of clean water, and when this fills up, it's 25, another 100 and something, 125 tons of polluted water, which will keep the oxygen system running for quite a long time. So the water goes into my 3 oxygenators. You still only need 3 oxygenators, plenty of it. And then we've got 5 gas pumps here. Each gas pump has its own filter to select whether it's hydrogen or oxygen that's coming through it, because you need that much. Then the hydrogen goes up and through a bunch of loops and storage tanks in order then to feed off any excess hydrogen. Goes into the generators here that continue to power the main grid, and the rest of the hydrogen then gets fed into the pipelines over to the anti-entropy thermal nullifiers. I've got a compost right next here so that the duplicants will pick up the dirt, the polluted dirt, and put it right in. But I should have designed it instead something more like, where are we here? This one here. This one here, polluted dirt would drop out and automatically get picked up by the auto sweeper and dumped into the compost. So duplicants don't have to come down here and do that manually. We'll take a look at here at just say one of these guys here. Let's see what we've got set up. This took a long time to wire. Oh my goodness. If we go to the automations circuitry here, it's ridiculous. So this is all basically so that there's lights in the areas of the bedrooms and stuff, but the lights are only on when the duplicants are in the room. Otherwise you'd be wasting a whole lot of fuel and electricity and generating extra heat and stuff because all the lights and stuff are on. So what we have instead is we have weight plates. Whenever one of these guys walks past the weight plates, depending on which plate it is, it will activate a buffer gate here that will then keep the lights on for the time that the duplicants are in the room. Now, when you get to the washroom, it's a little bit different. What happens then is that he walks over this plate and it turns on a logic circuit which keeps the lights on until he then walks over the plate in the bedroom after he's left the bathroom. So the lights in the bathroom are then automatic, but not on a timer of any sort, so they don't lose power in the bathroom, or don't waste power in the bathroom. Each one of these areas has way more decor than is actually possible anymore in the game. I've probably gone far overload on that, because you can see that if we go to the decor overlay, all of them say maximum decor by a lot, because I made this with solid gold tiles, because I have a gold volcano up here. This gold volcano has been spewing so much gold that I have, what have we got here? We don't have a lot of gold right there because they must have pulled it down here, but if you look in our inventory, we have 4 tons right now. But if you consider that all of this is made out of gold and each one is 400 kilograms, we have accumulated well over, I would say, 150,000 kilograms of gold. Up here we have breached the surface. I have a bunch of underneath here, underneath the regolith is a bunch of actually no, it's right above the regolith. All of these bunker doors. We have one space scanner that's not in tune, and that's still enough to pick up on all the incoming guys, pretty much. So I don't even bother with digging that out really, unless I need to go over and get some extra gold, because I have too much regolith. I have too much. There's no need. Now these transit tubes, I don't think they really use them. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong with the transit tubes. I'm gonna have to look up that and see how it goes. So after they finish their chores for the day, we've got a great hall here set up. Oh, look at the cooking system. So we'll show the food systems here. All around here is our mushroom farm. Mushrooms grow fast enough to take slime, and every time these guys so every time these guys come and harvest a mushroom, it gets picked up by the conveyor system. Where's the conveyor belt system? There we are. So the conveyor system all comes in here. Oh, here we go. Let's see. There we go. Picked it up. And now the mushroom is going along the conveyor. We should be able to see it here soon. Yep, there it is. There it is. We've got the mushroom on its crate going along the conveyor.
Mushroom on a conveyor belt,
it's in a crate. So there it is. It goes up here. Keeps going on the conveyor belt, and then the auto sweeper will take care of it. Now that's the reason it went in the fridge, is because it's already filled up these. But once they fry it, it then gets picked up by another auto sweeper, put into this, and taken on to another conveyor belt, and off it goes. Then this auto sweeper puts it into one of these fridge, and there we have fried mushrooms, right next to the Great Hall where they all eat.
It's a lot easier to make fried mushrooms in Stardew Valley.
I've set up an automation system for the fried mushrooms. I don't have to do anything, it just does it. That's why automation. So once they have their dinner, they'll then go into our recreational room. It's got an arcade cabinet, and it's got the jukebox, which they both take too much electricity, so they keep overloading the circuit. I have to rewire that. The wiring in this thing is just ridiculous. There's so much wiring. Oh my goodness. It's hard to believe that I created a wiring diagram that complicated.
A wanger-danger that complicated? What's a wanger-danger?
Wiring diagram.
I'm sorry. I was only interested because the word sounded cool. I want to know what a wanger-danger is.
Well, check out my wiring diagram.
What's a wanger-danger?
Check it out.
Wanger-danger.
Yeah.
Holy.
So we also have the, I'll show you the ventilation system diagram. Where are we here? Oh, first I'll show you thermal overlay. See how this is? Look at that. All the bedrooms, they're all so happy, perfect temperatures. Even the regular areas where they work and stuff, those good temperatures, all good temperatures, perfect. Okay, let's go take a look at the gas piping. It's got quite the maze. And then plumbing. Where's the plumbing? This game is great fun. Anyway, a new update comes out tomorrow. So I've learned a lot in this base. I've gone overboard with the bedrooms. I need to skim down a bit on the bedrooms. I don't think I want to have an airlock in every bedroom like I have right now anymore. Like, that was an idea that I had that I thought was a good idea, that basically isolate the bedrooms to be the places with the only place that there's no spacesuits, but it's better to make the whole base nice so that they can get around faster, I think. But yeah, we'll see. New base will be coming tomorrow. Just tune in for the live stream. I'm not sure exactly what time it will be, but if you subscribe, you get a notification for that. Otherwise, just watch it in the replay, and we'll do a live stream of making a new base on a new update. I don't know exactly when the new update launches, but when it does, sometime after that. Anyway, thanks for watching. This base is kind of eating a lot of time, but we'll see where we go from here. See ya. Cheers.